Science has shown that people who get up early the right way earn more money, are healthier, more productive, have better mental health, but the problem is that 99% of people that try to get up earlier are doing it wrong, so they end up being tired all day long. This is what I always struggled with, but eventually I fixed it with the help of 3 secrets. So in this video, I will show you the 3 secrets that allow you to wake up early without feeling tired, how to easily implement them in your life, and the real reason most people don't get enough sleep. But first, if you don't understand this crucial thing about sleep, you will never be able to get up early without feeling like a complete wreck. Think of it like this. Every day is like a 15-hour flight trip. Imagine you're on the plane, it's just about to leave, and you find out it's been delayed and you will leave 2 hours late. So after 2 hours of long wait, the plane lifts off and you're in the air. Now this 15-hour trip will still take 15 hours. But since you left the ground 2 hours late, you spent 17 hours in the airplane before you got to your destination. And your day works the exact same way. If you start your circadian rhythm 2 hours late in the morning, you will get tired 2 hours later, or land 2 hours later in the evening. There's a region of the brain located in the hypothalamus that regulates your circadian rhythm, and it will tell you to lift off to start waking up at the same time every day, and it will tell you to get tired or to land the plane around 15 hours later. Now the problem is that what you do at different times of the day can cause delays and turbulence for your flight, which wrecks your circadian rhythm. And here's what no one understands that's absolutely essential for good sleep. You need to actually help your circadian rhythm start in the morning. You need to help your plane lift off, because it won't lift without a pilot. Or maybe planes will do that in a few years when AI has taken all our jobs. But the metaphor works for now. So how do you help your plane lift off? Well, that's the first secret. You optimize lighting. To make it as easy as possible for you, I've boiled it down to 2 parts. The first one is the morning. It's absolutely essential to get sunlight in your eyes within the first few minutes of waking up. Think of your eyes as solar panels, soaking up the sun's blue light to power your brain. These specialized cells send a signal through the optic nerve when seeing sunlight in the morning, telling your brain to wake up. This is when your plane takes off. If you procrastinate and stay in bed for an hour after waking up, you will inevitably land 1 hour later. So if you wait an hour for natural light, you will get tired an hour later in the evening and you'll want to sleep longer next morning. You might be thinking, I need blue light in the morning? Perfect, my phone has that. And that's true, but the problem is your phone's blue light isn't enough. It's like trying to power a jet with an AA battery. Keeping up with the plane metaphor. Now, the second part to optimizing lighting is being strict with artificial light in the evenings and nighttime. You've probably heard this a million times, but seriously, don't use your phone in the evening, damn it. Thing is, looking at a screen before sleep tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime because it's still seeing some blue light. Doing this is like choosing to delay the plane's landing in the evening. And not to mention, you will always be tired because your circadian rhythm will always have turbulence. Nice, another plane reference. But no matter when you choose to wake up, it all boils down to this. Sleep isn't just another priority. It's the priority. You need to find out how much sleep you need in order to thrive, not just survive. And your estimation of this is most likely way off. Here's why. I used to aim for 7.5 hours of sleep and was always dragging myself through the day like a zombie at a caffeine convention, but recently I've aimed for 8 hours. And this might seem like a small difference, but after doing this, something very strange happened. One morning, in those first few seconds of full heart attack panic mode rushing to shut off the alarm, I had a clear thought. What the f***? Is this how it's supposed to feel? I felt well rested. A feeling that was so strange, it was like I discovered a new planet. And this made me realize how important it is to actually find how much sleep you need. Sleeping less than 6 hours regularly increases the risk of heart disease by 48%. About 50%, that's literally like playing Russian roulette with your heart. Low energy from sleep increases appetite. So lack of sleep is actually directly linked to weight gain. And this third one is like the craziest one to me. In a study, 2 groups, people with the same diets and workout plans were given different sleeping schedules. One group were given 5.5 hours of bedtime and the other 8.5 hours of bedtime. Now the group that was given 5.5 hours of bedtime gained half of the muscle and lost about half of the fat compared to the group that were given 8.5 hours. If you want to make progress with work, studies, or fitness, sleep is the thing. If you want to live long, sleep is the thing. You need to internalize this fact and really wrap your head around it. Once you do, you'll start prioritizing it like it's the golden ticket to a better life. Because it is. But even if you do that, without this final secret, you won't be able to get up early without feeling tired. The final secret is to find your wake-up zone. What part of the day actually works best for you to get up? Here's a harsh truth about sleep and mornings. It's very subjective. Now, some people thrive by getting up at 4 a.m. while others do better at 8 a.m. It's not a mistake to get up at 8 if that genuinely works best for you. It is, however, a mistake to get up at 4 in the morning and go to the gym because you seem cool to people around you since you're that guy who gets up before everyone else to get after it. But you end up losing progress from it because you're too tired to work properly and you're not even building muscle because you're not sleeping enough. Believe me, I've been on this extreme side. I felt hardcore doing it, but it ultimately hurt me more than it helped me. So how do you find your wake-up zone? This boils down to 3 factors. First, what works best for you energy-wise? Even if you are strict with sleep, you will notice that some wake-up times just feel better. It's like your body's natural zone. Second, light. If you live in Scandinavia like me and you decided to get up at 4 a.m. every day, you will spend the first 4 hours in pitch black darkness during the winter half of the year. Now, unless you're Riddick, this will only harm you given how light affects the circadian rhythm so ridiculously much. Ridiculously. Now, third, this is probably the biggest one, your social life. Now, I know some hustle culture and self-improvement guys are aggressively clenching their butt cheeks from me even mentioning this because you should go monk mode, fuck the world, get up at 4 and grind. But you should have a good social life. That's like one of the most established key factors for a good and fulfilling life in so many studies. And whatever type of social life you choose to have, it will almost inevitably include some sort of evening activities. Now, I'm not a big advocate for clubs or partying and alcohol, but it could be just watching a UFC fight with your guys, going to family dinners, dancing, board game nights, or even going out drinking if that's your thing. I'm not one to judge. Although I will. Stop drinking, it's bad for you. Now, if you want to have a social life, you have to make a choice. You either get up at 4 a.m. and sleep early, or actually enjoy some social activities in the evenings. So, here's a rule of thumb. Don't force yourself to wake up early if it does not work with your life. Because you will have to sacrifice too much. It's not worth it. If getting up at 4 a.m. works for you, great. Bob's your uncle. But just to be able to get a kick out of showing everyone around you how badass you are for getting up early and grinding, being tired all day long is a heavy price to pay. Especially when you could just find your wake-up zone that actually fits best for you. Not finding this zone is the real reason most people don't get enough sleep. But the problem is, however, that no matter how good your sleeping habits are, it's all for nothing if you're wasting your hours every day on useless things. So if you want to gain over 2 extra hours every day, watch this video. And don't forget to earn your sleep.